Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gianluca and today I want to show you the Omega Ampworks Granophyre by Neural DSP. Plugin straight out of the box, okay? It is heavy, okay? It is a heavy, high gain kind of amp built for metal, but I don't know why. I tried to roll down the volume of my guitar because I love to hear if an amp can clean up just by using the volume on my guitar, because I like to use control of my guitar. And this is a Hendrixy kind of clean, which is fine. Neck pickup, neck pickup splitted. Neck pickup splitted. Okay, I don't know why it works, but it is a usable, clean sound. I don't think for funky, but find a way to use this clean sound and let me know in the comments, okay? Let's look at the feature of this amp, okay? Input, gate, stereo mono, high, normal, oversampling, the preset section, where you have a bunch of artist presets and factory presets, and mine, which I will show you later, okay? And then an output control. We have an emulation of the Plumes by Earthquake Device, one of the best overdrive pedals of the last 5-6 years, okay? The amp itself with gain, high, low, a basic EQ, a voice switch, master, depth and detail. Depth and detail, think of it as the resonance for depth and presence for detail, like in a PV kind of amp, okay? Then we have a graphic EQ, which is super powerful. If you don't want to use an external EQ for mixing, you can just use this and it works pretty fucking good. And then a cap section, okay, when you can choose a bunch of mics from the classic Dynamic 57 MS. I think this is a Suhr SM57, but I'm just supposing it. The Dynamic 421, which is the Sennheiser, and a Ribbon 121, which is a Royal, okay? Classic mic. Then you can choose the placement of the amp, okay? And then you can load, of course, your own IR, something that it is useful, mandatory in nowadays way of working. And then we have three different buds, okay? 6L6, EL34, and KT66. 6L66, sorry. EL34. More focused kind of sound rather than the 6L6, which is more broader and scooped. American sound, British sound, okay? And then the KT66. I don't know the valve in the real world, but it sounds good. So let me show you a bunch of presets that I made, going from a push clean sound to an extremely heavy lead tone, okay? Let's start with the clean. I've made a patch on my address FX unit where I can add a little bit of octave and even an analog pedal and I decided to choose the Boss DS1 to see how it interacts between analog and digital worlds. So now let's add the octaver. And you may think, why a distortion pedal in front of an amp that has all this gain? Because why not? We are guitar player, we collect pedal because we are all OCD about it, gear in general, not only pedals, and because why not having a different distortion flavor when you are recording, tracking, or producing a track, okay? Clean sound. Pro tip, if you want to use correctly a Boss DS1, use it in front on an already pushed clean sound, okay? In my ear, it sounds perfectly fine, it really responds well with my dynamic and even with analog pedals, so there's nothing more to say. Let's move on to a more distorted rhythm tone, okay? A more MIDI present crank sound. I am the only guitar player in a band typically, so I like to have a little bit more MIDI to fill up the stereo image and even to annoy the other member of the band, because I'm a guitar player. My job is to annoy people, okay? Let's switch back to a more scooped sound, almost like Metallica. I'm using 606, as you can hear, it is a totally different voicing rather than the first kind of cranch. This is a more American one. EQ-wise, I'm catching the super harsh frequency and a little bit of clarity, and almost the same as the previous cranch sound, okay? Gear-wise, cab-wise, I'm using a custom ER and the same dynamic as before. Yeah, no, a different dynamic, sorry, I was using reverb in the other sound, and I'm boosting it, no, again, not boosting. Then let's listen to the lead sound. Here I'm using a super mid-focus sound. As you can hear, I'm catching low, harsh highs, and I'm boosting pretty high in the 1K, which is where the pick attack comes from, okay? Cab-wise, I'm using a dynamic and one of my own IR. I'm boosting it for an EQ move, so I have a tighter low end, and even for a feel thing under my finger. I like to be overly saturated to play a little bit more effortlessly. If it's a word, sorry, I'm Italian. And amp-wise, I'm using EL34. More MIDI, more punchy sounding. Let's add a little bit of delay and a touch of wah-wah from the pedalboard. It's fun how even if you play your own solo you can mess up and even forget the part. By the way, as you can hear, it is a super cutting kind of lead sound. I cut off a little bit of treble because usually I play over a dance mix with a lot of string and synth, so I don't need that super high high frequencies, okay? I only did the mids to cut through. But as you can hear, it is not harsh at all, even if I boost the highs. Even better with a touch of eyes. Okay, so let's save the preset because it is better with a touch more eyes. Okay, there's nothing more to say about this amp better than it is a fucking beautiful amp. It's heavy, it's even versatile for a broad genre of metal, from progressive, thrash metal. I want to say vintage because now it is like 40 years from the birth of thrash metal, but you know what I mean. And this plugin is really good, and it's even affordable because it is $99, I think, somewhere around there. So if you're a beginner producer, or if you are a beginner guitar player and you don't have the money for a new practice amp, I suggest you to invest in something like this because you have a almost a real feeling amp that sounds really good, so you can understand how tone works, how amp works by using this. You can practice headphones, so if you want to practice at absurd hour like I used to do when I was younger, you can do it without any problem. You have a bunch of effects. You can download a bunch of free VST to try out stuff for creating your sound. So this is perfect. Let's call it a day, fioi. My name is Gianluca. I'm a guitar player, singer, and songwriter from Italy, and every week I explore sounds and boundaries of music here on YouTube. So if you like this kind of shit and you like my shit, subscribe to the channel, you have no excuse, and consider to follow or the link to my social media. There's a new link right now called Give Me All Your Money, I think, where you can just tip the channel to support my work, because I want to buy gear to demonstrate. I want to make it a full living here on YouTube and in music in general. Again, after 2 years of COVID, so that really helped. You can donate $1 to $1 million, I think would be fair, okay? Jokes aside, if you don't have the possibility to donate, I understand times are tough for everybody nowadays, so just enjoy my content, share my video and subscribe. That really helps too. And until next time, remember, you're lucky, my man.